afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Whispers in Ink. I'm Jennifer Merle Hampshire, and today for Let's Create, we're going to talk flowers. I know not everybody likes flowers. Stampin' Up! Has lots of flowers, but I have friends that don't like flowers. So we are going to utilize some designer series paper that has flowers on it that you can buy for free, and what you can do to make cards for your friends if you don't own flower stamp sets. I know it's kind of one of those things where Jennifer, I don't like flowers. Well, here is the way that you can use designer series paper to your advantage. There are a lot of designer series paper out there, you guys. There is, for today's examples, I'm going to be using the Rings of Love. Oh, I grabbed them because, even though you look at them, I always forget. So I'm going to, yes, Rings of Love. And I'm also using the Wonderful World, which, yes, it's flowers, but, okay, here's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, for my first example, I am talking about this designer series paper. This designer series paper is beautiful, but dang if it's not loaded with flowers. I mean, like some even, but well, that's leaves. I could wrap my head around that you could if you didn't like flowers. This side though, that's all about the flowers. You've got this one that doesn't have flowers, and we're going to use that. And then that one doesn't have flowers. Let's see, we've got some stripes. Let's see, we saw that one. So one side, that one's got a nice pattern on it. The other side of the yellow one, that's that. So the other side of the blackberry and raspberry one is flowers. But one side is flowers, the other side is not. So don't discount. This one is the one sheet. Right here, I'll take it out. This is the one sheet in this package that both sides has flowers. So flowers on this side and flowers on this side. This side, maybe, because they're small. So let's see. Let me give you, here's a pair of scissors. As far as for reference, that's a small flower print. But let me show you what I'm thinking about here today. I'm thinking that I have a couple friends that are not big with flowers. They don't like them. They don't like to buy stamp sets. And I get it. I totally get it. So we're going to utilize the designer series patterns like that. Remember that one? That has the bigger small flowers on the one side, but it has the diamond pattern on the other. So we're going to utilize that as our background. We're going to have, I've got Pear Pizzazz and Melon Mambo are the colors that I'm going to use. And I fussy cut some of these bigger flowers. Those 3 flowers, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to grab that sheet out again because I'm even going to use the partial flowers. Now, do you guys remember when we did the accordion panoramic fold? Let me show you just as a reminder. Remember I said when we did this one, don't forget to use the partial flowers like this one because they're great for sections like this. So I'm going to use this one on the front, and I'm going to use this one on the inside up on the top corner of my insert. So little scrap pieces here. Here's your little bit of flower edge. And actually, we're going to be using the same die cut set that we used there. Stylish shapes. Love stylish shapes. I love the stitching because the stitching adds that little extra something something. This is what you get the die cuts up. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 die cuts, squares, circles, and sentiment pieces. So this one is a great starter die cut set. Great place to start. So I fussy cut this one from up here. You'll see there's our edging. And then I cut this one, this coneflower one, from down here. And that was on the corner down here. And we are going to use, the only ones that I probably wouldn't use would be that there's not enough of that one. There you could bunch this one with one of these because here's the full flower. You could put a couple of them and use them on your inside, but don't discount the edge pieces. This one I probably wouldn't, only because, you guys, I love to fussy cut. That one's a little bit too fussy even for me. I almost use this one because I like having the flowers on the bottom, but I wanted to show you how pretty this corner one would be up on the top of the card. All right, you confused yet? I promise you won't be once we get started. So we have a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock, Melon Mambo for our card base. We have Pear Pizzazz, and that is 4 by 5.25. I have a piece of the Designer Series paper here, and this is 3 3/4 by 5. And then I have the largest circle and the largest double flagged piece or sentiment piece. That's what I like to call it. So these are the parts that we're going to need to use to make this card. But wait, there's one more thing that I want to talk about. If you don't have flowers, then you need to put something on the inside. You want a sentiment piece, right? Use the sentiment pieces. I have 2 different stamp sets here. I have the Celebrating You and which is a universal stamp set. So you've got Wonderful Father's Day, Happy Birthday, Welcome Little One. Amazing universal stamp set. This happy birthday is a fabulous happy birthday, no matter what masculine or feminine that you're trying to go for. This one, we all have some sort of universal stamp set. However, for this one, most people have this Forever Fern. I want to show you a trick, and I also wanted to use this because guess what, you guys? Pull your old stamp set out. They're just as awesome as they were when you originally bought them. All right, because you know, they're lonely. You guys are leaving them lonely in your stack of goodies, and they're crying for you to use them. Oh, goodness. All right, so we're going to take our glue, and you know, if you're one that is particular about which way your diamonds go, you want your diamonds this way, we can do it that way. If you want your I want my card to go this way, so I'm good with my diamonds going the way that they are. So here's my layer piece. We're going to grab my bone folder, and that's ready to go. So that's the layer there, just like that. We're going to have this is where our big flower is going to go. This is going to ground our flowers. And this is going to go here on our sentiment piece, just like this. No stamps. Well, not yet. Just sentiments. So you can use any sentiment that you want. So we're going to do our sentiment on this one. And I'm going tone on tone for these today. And here's my trick. I love, and that's going to be long enough, yes. I love Love and Laughter. Love and Laughter Forever After is great for a wedding card. I'm not making a wedding card. I'm making a card for a friend. And I'm telling her how awesome she is. Because in case you're looking for somebody to send a flower card to, I like flowers. Just so you know. All right, so we've got our Love and Laughter, which I think is applicable for a friend. Wouldn't that be applicable for a friend, you guys? So I'm going to grab my tape. Just plain old Scotch tape. And wow, that one I did too long, but that's okay. And I'm covering up the forever and the after. Now you may, like for this after, because I don't want to lose my G, I am going to angle that with my scissors. Readjust if necessary. That's better. Make sure you don't leave your little tab of tape on your scissors because it'll just gum up the works. I'm just saying. All right, so we've got our sentiment piece. We have our Melon Mambo being stamped on our Melon Mambo. And I want to make sure I get that G pretty good. Okay, I think we're good. We're going to take our tape off, just like that. And we're going to stamp our Love and Laughter. Because if you're sending to a friend, you guys, we love our friends, right? We love our friends and we want them to laugh. And oh my goodness, that sentiment is going to be so crooked. Look at that. Crazy crooked. So we're going to flip it over. It happens, right? Too busy talking to you guys and I'm not paying attention. But that's all right. So we're going to try again. Try again. Oh my gosh. You guys, you have me so excited thinking about getting cards that I wasn't paying attention. All right, let's try this again. Ink up. See, that one worked much better. It's better to just put your stamp on the ink pad and let it do its thing. All right, let's see if we can get this straight this time. Maybe. I'm going to put my head in the shot. That's what's going to happen. Let it sit and marinate for a minute. That's better. It's better. It's not perfect, but that's all right. I'm not looking for perfect because guess what? We like Farm Charm. And it is a handmade card after all. All right, so I've got that. Closing my ink up. I'm grabbing my glue, which I know I already had. And we're going to take this and we're going to put that just a little bit of glue on the edge. And we're going to put it off a little bit to the right. Just like that. Now we need to put our flower on this piece. I like having a place where things look like it makes sense. I want it to have a place to rest. It's going to draw my eye more to have it on this green. See the difference? You're distracted by the diamonds and everything else. But when you put this flower on a piece like this, it highlights your flower just a little bit more. And I think that draws some extra attention. And that's why we are using this piece. Besides, it's a great way to use up a bigger piece of scrap. All right, so we've got our flower there. Now, I did not put any adhesive on this because I want to put a dimensional on that. So I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals and my take your pick tool. And I'm going to put just one mini dimensional underneath the bottom part of that flower. And it's attaching. But do you see, you get a little bit of lift off of this flower. Let me see if I can do a little, there we go. Get a little bit more lift off of this flower so that it looks like it's popping off the page. And one more point. You see where I put that stem right here? That stem is purposeful there because, again, I want it to have a place to land. I don't want it to look like it's coming out of the middle of my stitch circle. Now we're going to grab, because to me, and that is a personal thing, to me that looks silly. So we're going to put dimensionals on this. And you guys, I love flowers. So for me to pull out a flower stamp set, all I need is an excuse. But for those that don't, doing something simple, and yes, I fussy cut this out, but you guys, you saw when I brought you in close, I didn't get super duper fancy with the cutout. I did the best that I wanted to do in a hurry, whatever, that's what happens. And then we're going to put our love and laughter down here because I want to be able to see the flowers. I want a little bit of greenery. But here's the other thing. I don't want to lose that flower or that leaf. So we're going to cut this off. And guess what? We're going to rearrange that leaf up here so that we get that greenery piece behind this coneflower. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did with this flower with this leaf. Again, making it work for me. Tuck it in, put that on there, and then we're going to put dimensionals on this, on the back side, obviously. One more so we don't have a saggy belly. And then here's our front sentiment. Just like that. So there's our front. But how are we going to do the inside now? Because we've got this beautiful iris here, and what are we going to do with it? Well, let's put this on our card front. And I did glue because of all the dimensional parts that we did. If you don't mind all the dimensionals, I typically don't mind, then do your thing. There's that. Oh, I forgot to grab rhinestones. I was going to do rhinestones. Now here's my inside piece. Melon Mambo, you guys, I've been doing a lot of white or vanilla insides. And I've been doing a lot of those because it's a lot easier, particularly like for my mom, to read. So a lot of times I send cards to my mom, even though she likes getting mail, so it gets her kind of happy. But this is one that it's really pretty. Anyways, so we've got our white inside. And I do want to stamp, but I want to put this in place first. So just to show you what I'm going to do, I'm going to take advantage of it being cut, and I'm going to line it up with the corner here the way that the DSP was cut, or the pattern paper was cut, so that it looks like it was intentionally put there and trimmed. So let me show you what I'm talking about. We are lining up the edges of the designer series paper, and we're gluing our beautiful two-toned bearded iris, because that's what kind of flower that is. Yes, I love my flowers. And that, I don't have to cut that now. So, making lemonade out of lemons. And then we're going to take another To a Friend That Makes Me Smile. That's in this same stamp set. And we're going to put that, grab a block, and we're going to put that on the inside. One color, Melon Mambo, for all of our sentiments. And I'm going to put this right there. And it's going to be crooked. I can tell already. Oh, it's not. Look at that. So there's our sentiment piece. And that will go on our inside. Card number 1, free paper, how to make it work for you. This one's the tougher one, you guys. The next one's super easy. So I wanted to show you this easier option. You don't have to fussy cut if you don't want to. In this one, we're going to use the Rings of Love. So there's card number 1. Flowers from paper, from your designer series paper or your pattern paper. That's okay not to love flowers. Oh, rhinestones. We got to put rhinestones. I almost forgot. That would be a travesty. Rhinestones. There they are. Oops, lost them. There they are. Okay. We'll put a couple of rhinestones. My mom likes bling. If you don't have rhinestones, then you don't have to put them on. So we're going to put one there, and do I have it? No. And one here. Just a couple on there. Like I said, Mom likes bling, so that will be the card that I send to my mom. All right, now the next one. Quick, lickety split this one. So if you really, really don't like flowers, that's okay. The Rings of Love only has a couple of flower sheets in it. You've got your poinsettias, and then you have this meadow sheet. And because I don't count these berries, I don't count that. To me, that's not flowers. If that's flowers to you, then you could use this sheet as well. But I love this paper, you guys. And I actually have an extra pack of it for myself because that's how much I love this paper. All right, this time, different type of fold. It's just 4 1/4 by 11. I have it scored. We have Daffodil Delight, same layer. It's only it's 4 by 5 1/4. For some reason, my mind went blank. So again, a friend like me that loves flowers, here's a way to send up or to send out all of the designer series paper that you have that has flowers on it. Now, this one, because we're not going as fancy, I'm going to put dimensionals on this layer. Why do we use dimensionals? I had somebody ask me that the other day. Why do you love dimensionals? I love dimensionals because it adds a little bit of lift, but it also gives you a little bit of it looks more expensive. It is more expensive because we're putting dimensionals on it, but it looks more store-bought. It's not flat. It looks a little bit, I don't want to say fancy because fancy is not the right word for that, but it looks a little bit like extra. All right, so we've got, here's our designer series paper with our flowers. Here's our inside. More designer series paper with flowers. I'm not even gonna fussy cut those flowers out, you guys. Let's be honest. That's not happening. So we're gonna put this designer series paper, just a strip. It's just, I want to say it's a 1/2 inch strip. Let me double check. Yep. Oh no, 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch. I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna use my snips and I'm gonna cut that off. So there's our inside. So we've got an inside and our front. This time we're going to use the Celebrating You stamp set. I have my Daffodil Delight ink going tone on tone again. And for this one, I'm going to do Just For You as my front. And then, Grateful to Celebrate You Every Day. That sounds good. That would be good for an inside. Actually, Lots of Love sounds better to me. Just For You with Lots of Love. I have a friend that needs that Lots of Love stamp set. Or needs that Lots of Love sentiment. Ooh. So we'll put that on our inside. Block. Front sentiment first. I am going to go off to the right just a little bit. There. And then we're going to do our Lots of Love down here in the corner. Why on the corner? Because I'm already grounding, or I'm already drawing your eye down here to the designer series paper. So that's where I'm going to put my sentiment that I'm sending. You could switch it, put your DSP up here, and then put your Lots of Love. Doesn't matter. Your card, you do it. So there's our 2 stamp pieces. Just like this. So here's our inside. We're going to put this in here. This is our front. However, I did that on purpose because I want to grab my, I wanted to grab my linen thread, but it's not where I thought I left it. Oh, found it. I'm going to use a little bit of linen thread. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to just tie a knot. 3 times round, tie a knot. Actually, I think I'm going to do a one-sided loop so that all my little tendrils go down. So that's what I mean by a one-sided loop, just like that. Just a one-sided loop. So, and we're going to put it, I don't want to cover the yellow flowers because they coordinate with that. So we're going to bump this up just a smidgen. I don't want to cover all of that green either because that's how I picked those. That's how I picked the card base, is by the colors that are in the paper. And now I lost, oh, here they are. Lost my dimensionals. There's not much room on this table, you guys. I don't know how I could lose things. I took, getting back to the card bases and the card colors. On the back of every single pack of our designer series paper, here's the Rings of Love, is the coordinating colors in here. Now this says Crushed Curry. I went Daffodil Delight because I like that brighter pop. And you can tweak it a little bit to work for you. I think the Daffodil Delight still looks really pretty. Kind of makes those flowers pop up even more, along with the centers here. All right. 2 cards. Great flower cards, even when you don't have a flower stamp set or dies, or punch as that goes. Fussy cutting the designer series paper, like this one, or just using the designer series paper and using all the other parts and pieces that you already have. So those are our 2 cards today. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, about today's video, you guys, you know that you can drop a comment in the comments below, or you can email me here, and I will happily answer your questions. If you have any questions about how to get this paper, I'm going to say today is Tuesday. You can only get these things while supplies last until tomorrow. Celebration is over tomorrow. So don't miss it. If you need any assistance in ordering, go ahead and shoot me an email. Again, I'm going to pop that back up on the screen in case it was too quick. You can take a screenshot so that you don't lose it. And know that I'm here every week, you guys. I'm so excited. Did you see Saturday's video? Guys, we're going to be posting 2 videos a week here on YouTube, exclusive to YouTube. And I hope that you will enjoy me adding another video to my YouTube channel. Share with your friends. Let them know, hey, Jennifer, that crazy paper pumpkin alternative lady too, she's doing videos twice a week, you guys. Go ahead and share with a friend. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I so appreciate it. But most of all, I want to hear from you. Comment, like, let me know that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you have a great day getting crafty, you guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.